What is up, everybody? Welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome to the show the new guy on the grading block, the founder of HGA, Hybrid Grading Approach. That's hybridgrading.com, Mr. Tyler Hitt. Tyler, thank you so much for coming to the show tonight. Really do appreciate it, man.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
For me.
No problem, man. No problem. How things been going?
Good. Busy.
Yeah, very busy, man. Very busy, man. Thank you for giving us the time tonight. I really do appreciate it. I was really looking forward to having you on the show. I love that there's somebody new out here in the grading. I keep saying on the grading block. I know you guys are under an intense microscope right now because you guys are the new guys, and new is very difficult for some people to accept. So I thought I'd bring you on the show tonight, let you introduce your company to everybody, and just kind of explain a little bit about what you do. So with that said, I hand you the mic for a couple seconds if you want to introduce yourself and your company.
Yeah, we're Hybrid Grading Approach. Honestly, just trying to give collectors another third option. Got tired, last year had some issues with my own experiences with the grading. Times got longer, inaccuracies in my cards coming back, and really I just got with my team and realized that there is a better way to do this, and there's a more fun way to do it, and there's a more precise way to do it. So we implemented a lot of changes when we came into the grading world. We have 3 major changes that we brought to the grading world.
Very nice, very nice. And of those 3 changes that you brought to the grading world, I assume that one of them is the AI, and that's everybody's number one question. Just from pulling together with people over the last couple weeks, knowing I was going to interview you, they're all just kind of wondering, what is the AI? How does it work? I don't know if you want to give a little explanation of that technology.
Yeah, we just posted last night, I believe, or yesterday sometime, a description of the AI, a more complete description of how it works. So we do use scanners to scan in at a 3600, I believe, DPI resolution. Once it gets in there, the system that we built, we had to use a combination of actual algorithm producers, scanning and processing, digital producers, neural network, machine learning developers. So we had a bunch of people that have worked on this product over the past almost year. It wasn't just like one person. It wasn't me just like, here, I'm going to build something. I've seen some other samples of stuff, and I mean, ours is very in-depth compared to anything that we've seen out there on the market. We're going to go into it more and more here in the future, but for right now, what we were able to release is what we released yesterday. It just kind of gives an overview of how it works, how we scan them in, the way it measures it, the way we train the machine for what it to recognize and everything. Okay,
nice. Yeah, I was very busy preparing for the show yesterday, so I haven't been able to check that out yet. I'll make sure to. The latest interaction I had with your company was Thursday and Friday, trying to get some grading submissions in, man, but I was not quick enough. They sell out so fast.
Yeah, they do. Not anything that we've foreseen. We always, when I opened this, we started with 800 cards per week, and I was like, okay, so the first week we sold out in 3.5 days. I was like, all right, that's about where I figure we'll be. It'll take 3-4 days every week to sell out. Once after the first week, got some cards back in people's hands. I mean, the next week we sold out in 1 hour and 41 minutes, I think. And that was with a 17-minute downtime at the beginning because it didn't actually launch. So we've had our growing pains for sure. The 3rd week we sold out in 14 minutes. The 4th and 5th week we sold out in under 3 minutes both weeks.
Wow, that's amazing. And that says a lot. I mean, obviously the demand is there. And
right.
I think,
yeah, it's definitely there.
I think it goes back a lot to what you were talking about at the opening there. A lot of people have the same concerns and are kind of sick and tired of the same things that you were. It's just awesome that you had the resources to put all this together and bring it to life. It takes a team. Like I keep hearing you say team.
Yeah, it was definitely not me. I mean, already at this early point, we've been open for 5 weeks now. And our team, between the people in-house and our developers, staff on the background, we're at around 41 employees right now already.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, congratulations to you.
Thank you. Lots of work that goes into it. I mean, sure as you know, with your business, a lot more work goes into something than people realize. It took us almost a year to get this launched off the ground. I didn't do any reports or, I didn't update anybody, letting them know where we were on progress. I wanted to, come out when we were ready, and that's what we did. When we came out, we were ready to go. So we thought, we weren't expecting this demand, and so we're having some little bugs on the website and stuff. But for the most part, we're pretty happy with where we are. There's still a lot of improvement. I'm on Facebook all day, every day, reading comments, good, bad, negative, indifferent, trying to see what people were asking for. And, we're implementing changes. One of our big changes that's coming up for this upcoming week is we're going to be implementing a new queue system. We reached out to one of the largest queue developers, and we have big meetings with them tomorrow to go ahead and start trying to implement that for Thursday and Friday.
Wow, that's awesome. So is that something where you're trying to get people to actually be able to load a certain size order and have it ready to go so that when they're released, it's just boom, you're in order, you submit your cards?
Yes. So it's pretty much will work like a waiting room, kind of like Ticketmaster or any of the other big companies. You'll log in, they'll give you a spot in line.
Awesome.
And then as soon as the clock hits, or 5 o'clock on Thursday now, it'll go ahead and start letting you in by your number, go ahead and let you complete your order. So that way, one, it's not taken up. So last week, we had the issue with server issues. We were running off 18 servers already versus our initial week 1, we were at 1 server. Last week, we were at 18 servers. This week, we bumped to 36 servers. Servers were no issue. We did have some database issues because yesterday alone, we had over 70,000 visitors on our website.
Wow.
Something we were not expected to see a month into our business. At least none of us expected that. So it's great to see the turnout. I mean, we have, haters, we got lovers, we got them all in between. We're new to the block. We understand we are a fight against the big dogs. But, 70,000 visitors in one day, it's pretty impressive. We're more than happy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Congrats again, man. Congrats again. So quality and customer service are one of the things that I've loved about everything I've seen from you on social media so far. You are right on top of it. Any issue, any praise, even just before we started talking, my friend request, boom, you were right on top of it for me, and very responsive, you and your team getting all this set up. I thank you for that. But going back a little bit to the process of the actual grade itself and talking about quality control, you kind of explained to us the whole AI process and how that works in a brief summary. From there, before it goes to slab, is there any human eyes interaction touch that goes into the grading process before a final grade is given?
Yes, there is. So once it goes through cleaning, which is just literally a basic wipe down, just for the scanners. After that, it goes into the analyzation phase and the grading phase. After that, it goes through 2 QA people to make sure that it's, we are getting, we ran thousands of cars through as we were setting it up. So we do have a pretty extensive network and database, but we make sure it goes through 2 people at least that have graded cars and have tons of experience in this field. So it does go through 2 graders' eyes.
Nice.
Before it ever. And then after that, it goes into label printing. And every label we have is custom designed and custom printed. So we've had a couple issues with them going out the door wrong. We've now implemented 2 QCs after labeling, after they're done. So where it goes through 2 checks now, so that issue should be completely resolved. So it's making the process a little longer for us, but we want 100% accuracy.
And anybody who's graded with Beckett or PSA knows. I used to take in group submissions for my Facebook group, and we would have. I'm actually dealing right now with a mislabeled card, so it happens all the time. We'd rather that Topps Chrome Gold Vlad be in there than the the one that it is, but it's just one of those things that happen. And going back to how I started this, I just love how on top of you guys are at addressing issues and taking care of the customers. The little bit of interaction that I've seen from you guys has just been amazing, and I'm not in any way trying to put down the customer service of any of the other companies, but it's just one of those things that us graders, people that grade cards all the time, we know is lacking, the
Right.
response rate and stuff like that. So you're talking about your labels, your custom labels. So you offer a team match, a card match, or a neutral color right now?
That's correct. Yeah, so the neutral is just, it's a basic black or white with a little bit of, variation in there. With the team match, it's whatever jersey the team's wearing in the card. So if it's Lakers, then it's going to be purple, yellow. If it's Chicago Cubs, it's going to be the red and blues. So we all can do that. Now we also offer the card match, which has become our most popular. So if somebody sends in a red-green optic of a Kyler Murray, it's going to be red and green. It's going to match the red-green optic. So it just, whatever the card is, the actual variation on the card and colors of the card we match.
That's awesome. That's actually one of my favorite things about the cards is, or the slabs themselves, is the way that they make the cards pop with those team colors. And I really feel like they're one of the best looking slabs out there on the market right now. It's just amazing. With that said, do you guys have any future works for the labels? Like any type of parallel matching with like card stock or anything like that you guys are planning on doing?
Yeah, we have a lot more ideas in our head, and that's something that we're always going to try to do is always listen. We've got a lot of people saying, hey, can you do tiger prints? Can you do the zebras? Absolutely. We have designers working around the clock. I mean, like I said, our publicity is so high right now, it's hard to keep up with all the wants and needs of everybody, but we're trying. I've only got 40 employees, so people have to understand I'm not at 100 employees yet, so we're hiring people left and right. My developing team they're going from 12 this week to they're trying to get to 20 people. Which I put a lot on everybody around me. Like, hey, let's get this done. I want to be the best. I want to provide the best service, the best customer service. So we're constantly trying to improve. But yes, on the labels, we have all kinds of ideas, and we want to do tie dyes. We want to be able to do hollows. So we got a lot up our sleeves that we're going to continue to open and release for people.
Awesome. I just wishful thinking, like a perfect tin label in like a gold vinyl superfractor type stock would be awesome, or like to match your 101 superfractor. It's very appealing, the whole concept, and I think it's one of the real awesome options that you guys are offering.
Yeah, we're still in the early stages, so I mean, nothing's out of the question. Like I said, if that's a want or a need by a customer, hey, we're all for it. We're here to provide a service to you all.
It's awesome, and thank you for thinking about us.
Absolutely.
So, kind of getting back to the submission process, you guys, sold out in 2-3 minutes on Friday night. Everybody wants to know how many submissions, Q system or not, how many submissions are you guys planning on taking next week?
I think next week we're going to jump to around 2,800. So it'll be 1,400 on Thursday and 1,400 on Friday. As of this week, we're separated into 2 submissions. We've had some people of different religions reach out to us and felt like they were kind of outed. It was never done on purpose. We never realized we'd sell out in minutes. We always thought it'd be days to fill up. But Thursday at 5, it also helps some of our overseas customers that are trying to get in from from Europe and Asia. So it opens up some more markets at different times.
Nice. Is there any tips that you have for the viewers at home as far as how to increase your chances of getting your submission in? Other than the obvious, go create an account. Can you build your queue now without the queue system? Can you kind of build your cart now and get your submission order ready to go?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can get in there, create your account, and start your submission. It'll let you go to the first page, which will let you input all your cards. But our goal is by Thursday to have the new queue system put in to where it's not going to overload the system, to where there's going to be 5, 10, 15 people in at a time actually processing orders. So you won't have to worry about that.
That's awesome. And if you could give us a quick overview of your pricing and lead time system, the way it's set up right now.
We have 10 days for $55, and it's pricing $55. Yeah, making sure. Yep, 10 is $55, 30 days is $35, and 60 days is $20. We have some bulk pricing on that, and we're having to amend that for the short term because we took our submissions down to a maximum of 20 per order, so that way more people can go ahead and get some submissions in.
That should help.
Yeah, and so what we're going to do is just to make sure that people get the same bulk price, and we're going to scale them back down. So there's going to be a level at 10. If you send 10 cards in, you'll get a break, and then if you send the maximum of 20, you'll get another break. So we're going to also adjust the bulk pricing.
Nice. Now, one of the biggest comments that I keep getting from everybody and keep seeing popping up over and over on the groups and stuff like that is the pricing. You guys are a new company. A lot of people are going, oh, why are they charging what they're charging? I truly feel like the customization and the customer service, it speaks for itself. But I just wanted to kind of give you an opportunity to address that. You're a new company. You guys are coming in and trying to be competitive with Beckett and PSA. Why should everybody trust their cards with you for these service levels? at this pricing, let us know what you think.
Okay. The reason we charge what we charge is we now have 11 steps that our cards go through. So you think by the time it goes through 11 steps, I mean, it's a lot of process. A lot of, the other companies, we have more steps in our process. Adding AI actually added steps into the actual grading process. It doesn't really take away. Most companies still go through 2 graders, where we go through an AI or a scanning and then an AI. And we also have a cleaning process. So we have 3 people right there that now are added to our queue system versus, just going straight from, research and ID to grading to slabbing. So we have more steps in our process, just to make sure everything's customizable and it's more accurate. Our AI is, we've not really had an issue with the AI. We've had more issues with the labels than anything.
Right. and those are some great arguments for why people should go with you guys. The AI alone, to me, it's new technology. It's mesmerizing. I'm into that type of thing. So I'm all open for change. I'm all open for especially technology. And in the card community, there's really not much to it, but you're introducing something new and innovative, and it's awesome. Getting onto the slabs themselves, another question that a lot of people have asked me to talk to you about is the actual slabs. Security, legitimacy of what's inside, that type of thing. How do they compare to PSA, BGS? Everybody keeps throwing stuff like that at me. So you want to talk about the slabs a little bit?
Yeah, well, one of the comments that I've been seeing a lot is they look cheap, they look fake, or people just assuming that they're junk. Our thickness is right between BGS and PSA, so it's not as thick and grandpa-like, I feel like, with BGS, but it's not as thin and flimsy as PSA. Somehow, I've seen a couple review videos of it where they're actually weighing the different slabs. Ours actually weighs more than BGS, although it's thinner and it's quite a bit thinner. But ours are very durable compared to everybody else's. I mean, you can take it, throw it, you're not going to damage it whatsoever. But no, we've developed them over. It took 4.5 months to develop. We've got patents on them. They interlock, they're stacking. Our cases are top of the line. Once people get them in their hand and they start looking at them, they're like, okay, you can watch a lot of other review videos and everybody's like, oh, these are our favorite. And that's what we want to go for. I mean, I can see in pictures, where people are like, oh, they just look clear, they don't look expensive. But when you get them in your hand, it's a whole different feel. It's a polypropylene, so it's a lot more expensive too than what these other companies are using.
And I can't wait to get a couple of them in my hand. I'm queued up, I'm ready to go. So Thursday I'll be trying again to get a couple out there and get them back in my hand. But just to kind of help you out there, I haven't held one in my hand, but just the look, the aesthetics of them, like I said, I feel like it's the best looking slab out there on the market. That's my opinion. So hey, kudos to you guys for what you guys have done there with that. Moving on from that, I seen that you guys are grading all of the major sports. Do you guys have any plans in the future to move on to gaming cards, Magic, Pokemon, things like that?
We do. We're probably around 3.5, 4 weeks out on MTG and the rest of the gaming cards. The only thing that's kept us is, there are some different variations and, some different variations of the cards that we've wanted to scan a lot more of just to make sure that the AI is accurate with it all. So we're just, doing our due diligence, scanning, just trying to find out if we can find any bugs in the system before we go live with it.
I'm not a huge gaming card collector, but I can't wait to see what the custom labels look like with those things.
We have some minor changes coming out for them.
Yeah, I bet. I can't wait to see. So, here's another huge question everyone keeps throwing at me. Is there going to be I've noticed that you have a serial number system on the back of your guys' slabs for the cards. Are you guys going to be making a pop report available for everyone to view?
We're looking for it to be ready Tuesday. We'll see where we're at with that because I know I've got a lot of my developers right now tied up in the queue system. It's one of the things it's almost ready. It's being built. We were waiting until we were about a month in, to get more data as cards are being graded because it's really hard to really get a true feel of the whole pop report system when we're just putting one card in, one card here because it's really, until we get up enough cards when everybody does it, they're like, oh, pop one.
Yes.
Now everything's on. So really, it doesn't really mean a whole lot right now. It will in the future, but we should have it hopefully ready to go Tuesday or Wednesday. The QR codes will bring you right to the page. You'll be able to click on pop reports on the head at the top, and then type in your serial code. The serial codes are on the back.
Awesome. And I just want to step aside real quick here. I just want to remind the chat, go ahead and leave your questions for Tyler in the comments. We're going to take one or two of them in just a minute here. We got the $100 Visa gift card giveaway. Thank you so much, Tyler, for providing that for the chat tonight. Really do appreciate it. So you guys put those questions for Tyler in the chat, and we'll get to them in just a minute. I got just one more question for him before we get to that, maybe two tops. One of the things I keep bringing up is how I love all the new technology that you and your company are introducing to us. I was watching an interview that you did not too long ago, about a week ago, and I heard you bring up something that I thought was really cool. I heard, and this might just be a rumor from you talking with the gentleman, but that you guys actually plan on possibly making the scans of the cards available to the customers?
Yeah. 100%. Now that's going to be another 4 to 6 months before that's all done. Once the scans are done, now it's populating them, pulling them out, attaching them to the new system or to our workflow automation system, and then attaching it to the emails to get them to the customers. That is something 100% that we want to be able to do. So that way they'll fully be able to know exactly why their card was graded, what it was graded, and there's no questions. You'll know exactly why your card was a 8 or a 9. Not just that now you can see the subgrades and we're using AI, but in the future we want you to be able to see, like, it'll actually circle the indentations in the card, the off-center. It'll be able to show you what's wrong with it.
That's amazing, and I think that's something that's going to put you guys a step above everybody right there. I mean, actually getting to see your review of your card.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, right now everybody's having to take somebody's word for it. Now you're taking our AI's word for it, but we want to be able to show you what our AI sees.
Yeah.
So the faster we can get it out, the better it is for us too. But it's a pretty in-depth process for them to be able to get the scans, show it, make it, circle it, be able to pull it back out, attach it to the customer's file. So there's just a lot of data processing on the backside of it. Right.
And my last question I got for you before we get to those chat comments and questions, secondary market. I've been seeing the cards pop up. They seem to be doing well. What have you seen? What are your observations of the secondary market with your cards compared to BGS and PSA?
Right now, it's very favorable. I mean, it looks very favorable to us. Our 9.5s are, in a lot of cases, right there with the PSA 10s. So they're outselling the BGS 9.5s. We're still early on. I mean, I think I've seen about 50, 60 sales so far. We're still early on. I'd like to say, yes, we're going to be the highest. We're going to be worth the most. We're the most accurate. I think we got the best looking slabs. I mean, I don't see why in the future we won't be the best. Right now, the prices are showing that. We don't know if they'll hold. Right now, right. It's a limited supply out there, but also, we had 30,000 cards loaded into our system this past week. Only 2,200 got to get through. There's obviously a huge demand, whether it be for the product, whether it be just for another grading company or whatever it is. Maybe they just want it for their PC, for their slabs, because they look awesome.
Yeah.
So hopefully, there's enough demand out there that keeps our prices high, because that's one thing we want. We want to make it valuable for our customers. We also want it to look good for our customers in case they keep them. So, right now it looks very favorable.
And that's my observation too, from what I've seen. I mean, it seems like you guys are competing. You guys are the new guys. It is a hot thing. Like you said, there's not much of it out there yet, but there are a couple thousand of them out there, and they seem to be doing really, really, really good, man. Really good.
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, thank you for for hitting on all those points for me. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move over into the comments here, and we're just gonna take a question or two for you, and then I don't want to tie up your whole night, so we'll let you get on the way. I'm going to go over to, let's see here. I'm going to go to Facebook and see what I can find. Daniel Betts from Facebook is asking if you could send in BGS or PSA slabs and have HGA crack and regrade them.
We do. It's included right in our same pricing. We don't charge anything extra.
Don't charge anything extra, huh? That's awesome. That's awesome. And that's something I did not know. Let's see here.
Our pricing, we just try to make it as simplistic as possible.
And then we've got Michael Pellegrino over on YouTube, and he is asking, he's got two. It's how much is the bulk rate discount And what is the best way to get in a bulk submission?
Right now, because this was the past week, it dropped from, on the 10-day, it was 55, then 50, and then 45, and it started at 20 cards and then 50 cards. This week we're going to scale it back to where it's 10 cards and then 20 cards. Still the same pricing. And then with the 30 days, it's 10 cards will go down to, I think, 31, and then 20 cards will hit down to 27. On the 60-day, there is no price drop right now.
And that's, you got your 20 card cap that you guys are instituting, so that you're just rolling everything back to reflect that. Awesome. Yep. Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, I mean, I've got like so much stuff. There's tons of questions in the chat here, tons of comments. I've got to get back to the show though. I don't want to keep you all night. I know you got the kids there, and you know, you've got a life too. You've been working all day. You just got home right before this thing, huh?
I absolutely did. Down at the new building, getting everything done, working morning to night every day.
Well, one thing I like to do just before I conclude an interview is I like to hand the microphone back to you, just give you one more chance to plug your company. So if you want to take a minute or two just to give everybody some information, the mic's all yours.
We just appreciate everybody's support. Anything bad or negative that's said, usually there's 2 or 3 people coming back defending us, whether it's just, hey, give them a chance or whatever, you know. We've made some mistakes early. It's label mistakes, very correctable. When people have brought mistakes to us, I've refunded their whole orders. I pay for the shipping back, and then we get it overnighted right back to them. If I make a mistake, I promise you I'll stand behind it 100%. So all I ask is that people just, with an open mind, you know, give us a chance here in the future. Just stick with us. If you don't want to try us now, just follow us.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, Tyler. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you having me.